Yo, what is up everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun. And today we got another Destiny 2 Trials Training video. Now this is the tips for the weekend for Altar of Flame. It's gonna be a pretty straightforward map and video. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And we'll just take notes of some of the key things that I noticed yesterday. One of the big things was just standing in the open, and I'll cover a lot of that as much as I can. So first off, let's cover coming out of the spawn. So coming out of the spawn, you got a couple of places you go. You go right over here, right? If you're gonna play the inside, you got tunnel you can hold off, right? You can come up to the stairs. If you're coming to tunnel, just keep in mind that they can see you right there. So just pay attention. If you're the only one over here, you could get rushed from the heavy lane. If you're not paying attention, you're not listening, your headphone sucks, whatever the reason, right? Um, Another challenge spot is right about here, where they're on their little slope, right? The enemy slope. Um, and they could be at the hallway, right? That's so from stairs to hallway they could see you. They could see you right here too. So if they have snipers, you got to be ready for that. You could see them at the little zigzag is what I like to call it, because it kind of zigzags people when they run. When they're running from someone, they will go through the zigzag most of the time, or dance around it, like jump up, hop around, float, whatever. You got a little cube right there. Right, so if you want to challenge the left side, you can. Coming out of the spawn, once again, you can come straight up over to the middle, and you can challenge across. I would say from, I would say if you spawn from this spawn, most of the time you'll see enemies come here. They'll come somewhere over here because they're gonna play the outside. A lot of people like to play the outside nowadays. So you probably don't see as many people challenge here. Now it could be different. Maybe I'm just running into everyone that likes the outside. So you won't see too many people here. But if you're on the other side and you go there, chances are you're gonna see people where I'm standing, like a lot. Um, and then of course if you want to play the outside, let's say you spawn outside, uh, some of the most notable places you need to be aware of is from right about here. You could see someone on the block if you're sniping or scout rifling, right? Maybe even pulse rifling. So as you're running through, if you're running and you're not paying attention, by the time you get here, if your camera's like, oh, what's this on the ground? You're getting shot in the head. So please be careful. Like you're gonna wanna, you wanna push forward. Um, a couple of safe ways to do it is to, one is to, jump over. Make sure you're not late. Jump over. Make sure you jump across right there, because a good sniper could shoot at you if they are there and hit you in the head. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I don't. You could always just jump right up here, hit the ground, cut, cut that corner very clean. Cut this corner very clean, right? And the block can't see you. Now, if they jump up on the B, they can see you, but the block can't see you, right? And you cut up over here. Just keep in mind, by the time you get here, if the enemy is pushing outside, someone could be at disc, right? So they could be ready to kill you. Or you could, just slide right into the open and you're looking for the shot. You can also challenge over here from the curtain. You can challenge ring. You can kind of see over there at disc. You can come forward a little bit, and boom, now you have another angle at B. You can do the same thing. You can come right here. Oh, no one's here. Let me go over here. Try not to slide into the open. Someone at disc, get ready for a team shot. Someone at the ring or on top of the platform back there, right? And those are a couple of ways you can, open from the round. Notable spots to be aware of. If there's a sniper on the team and they're good, right, and they're very crafty, they will come back here. No pun intended. They'll come back here and snipe, and they could have a really good head glitch here. They could even be down here, and you're not paying attention, and they could catch you in the head. You won't even know they're here until they're ready to shoot you practically. So keep that in mind. Plenty of times I've died from this spot right here. Another notable spot is, I don't know if this is still viable or not, but I seen a Titan yesterday. Well, people like to get up here by wind chime is what I've deemed this now. Little wind chime right here. And they like to snipe here. So keep that in mind. Snipers could be taking this baits. And I don't know if this is still viable, but I seen a Titan try to use this spot against me yesterday. And I was shooting him So he just gave up because he was trying to jump into the spot, and I was shooting him as he was trying it. So keep that in mind. Um, Dawn blades could be anywhere. They could be floating anywhere. So you gotta be vigilant. It's round 1 because we have grenades, right? Melees and all of our abilities. Round 1 is where you need to be vigilant. If they're not throwing grenades at you, they probably, it's possible they ate their grenade, right? Consumed it, and now they're floating around the sky. So you need to be ready for it. Unconventionally, sometimes you may see a warlock floating way off the map, right? And they're looking for you. Let's go ahead and dive to the other side, and we'll see what some of those spots look like, right? As you come through, and see what kind of options we have. And then we'll cover the big topic from yesterday, which is getting picked by snipers, guys. So as you spawn up what, somewhere, where the heck do you spawn? I mean, somewhere back here. I'm drawing a blank as to exactly where. I think it's somewhere over. I think it's like right here. I think it's like just this spot. Okay, yeah, because this is, I would spawn up and I would try to go this way sometimes, and my teammates would run in front of me and push me that way. So let's, dive out. Here we go. So if you come out to the left, right, you got a lot of wiggle room. You could come to the block, look for a pick, right? If you got long range and they don't, careful, because a guy with a, hand cannon or something could peek right here at this corner. And it's a head glitch for them too, so you got to be ready and vigilant. Someone could be shooting you from dark or just coming over to heavy and shooting you from there. Okay, so you could come out and challenge there. You could come out to the wheel or the ring and challenge. You can see curtain. You can kind of see anything getting close to you. The closer you are to this, to the walls, the closer you are and the closer the enemy is, the tougher it's going to be, because they're going to be moving around looking for team shots. So if you're like, if you peek and you get shot, chances are an aggressive team is going to be hopping around looking for that kill, and you're going to, like slowly floating across and stuff like that, right? You're going to be in trouble. So, maybe you want to keep more distance. Maybe you want to, rotate inside, rotate away, try to get the enemies to come from one angle. I seen a lot of people yesterday split. They were splitting the team, right? So watch for splits. If you can identify splits, even if you're not sure if you're pushing the guy that's alone, if you're pushing a split period like your team is pushing, there's at least -1 guy that you're pushing, right? So you have a chance, but you got to be quick, because if you push and you hesitate, or you push and you fail to kill in a proper time, whoever's flanking is going to start shooting you in the back, right? So keep that in mind. You could come out of the spawn and come all the way down here, right? Take the very long angle. Sometimes you can catch people that aren't paying attention. They won't hear you, right? If you're not jetpacking, double jumping, they won't hear you. You'll see them, in your line of sight, maybe there. Maybe, catch them up on the platform too, up on stage. You could come out of the spawn. You could challenge up the middle, right? You want to challenge mid, right? You got your lane right here. This is, I know there are some stairs here, but I call the slope because stairs, is right there. That's stairs. But you could challenge them over here, right? You could keep, and there's, wind chime. You would see someone there looking at you. You could possibly see someone up there or somewhere looking for you, right? There's stairs. Let's go back to the spawn real quick, and this is going to be a short video, guys. Very straightforward, and then we'll tackle the the big problem from yesterday. You could run right over here, right? You got eyes on stairs. Now remember, when you're challenging people and multiple people are looking at you, you got to be careful. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that as you're challenging stairs, nobody's about to walk out from this corner and shoot you, because now you have 2 people shooting at you, right? So if you think the enemy's split, or there's a call out, maybe your teammate's over by stairs and they say, yo, there's a couple of guys across from me, right? At their stairs, or well, their stairs would be over there, but at over by dunes, I believe that's what it's called. And I have a call out video on this map. You can find it somewhere. Just just search through the YouTube playlist of I think I have map callouts playlist, and if you just search through my channel for the name of this map and callouts, you'll come across it. So yeah, keep that in mind. And then of course you can come out over here. You can come jump right up on this platform, and you could challenge from here if you want. This is a little bit closer than going from here. Now, a quick note: if you're gonna spawn up here and this is the path you want to take, just stop right there. Just don't. If you're not sniping or you're not long range, you're not coming through this lane to challenge someone. Don't even walk through this, because as soon as you do, you're giving the enemy an opportunity to shoot you. If you want to get closer, if your goal is to come right here and challenge, just take the safer approach. Take yourself right over here, right? Maybe give yourself a little. Maybe you want to give yourself a little slide instead of a hop, right? And now you're here, right? Don't run through that cubby, because you're probably just gonna, you're gonna get team sniped. It's gonna happen eventually, and you're like, oh man, I didn't know that happened, right? Like, bruh. And then you obviously come to stairs and look at dunes, right? And you can challenge people here. Just be careful. Nasty little head glitch, right? You can see through the grass. Hopefully get a line of sight on them before they have line of sight on you. Gotta be careful of dark. They could see you. Someone could jump up on heavy and shoot you. Someone could just strafe in front of you, right? So anywhere you can see, an enemy could pop up, obviously. Like, that's the theme of most videos. So now let's go ahead and take a look at and once upon a time, I don't know if it was, I thought it was a Titan at one point in time. They were actually up on that ledge, but on like the opposite side of the wall. I don't know if that's fixed. I've seen warlocks float over there too. So again, eyes in the sky when you're playing against blades that are like to float. So cover was one of the biggest things. People were dying out in the open, and they're looking for picks. When you're standing in certain areas holding your ground, there's not a lot of cover. As a Titan, you can make some cover, but again, there's not a lot of cover. So you need to recognize when it's not a good time to stand on your teammates' heels. There was a game yesterday where both of my teammates were over here, and before I could get to them, they both died after I killed someone. They died to a 2v2. And I got my kill and then hesitated pushing to them, because I'm like, oh, we should be fine, And I wanted to make sure the enemy wasn't pushing me to get the body I just got down, because I was heavily split. I was coming from across the map. But this is probably one of the most notable locations on this map. You don't want to have two people just standing, because it's a very easily pinchable location. Boom, a grenade just, there you go. You got a grenade on one side, and it moves you to this side, and now you're exposed. You're both exposed, right? You're bumping into each other. Don't push me off, blah, blah, blah. You try to move to save yourself from an attack or a slide shotgun, and you just bump into your teammate. So recognize when you don't want to stand on your teammates, and kind of like give them cover for, hey, I got your back, which means if there's a guy here that has my back, I need to make sure I'm in his line of sight, and I need to pull the enemy into his line of sight. So if the enemies rotate this way, like towards this angle, I want to back up and pull them over here, right? And now when they look for me, as soon as my teammate shoots, I pop out with my shotgun and shoot them, right? Or something like that, or just back away completely, like give up the angle if you have to. Like places like this is a dangerous spot, but again, there's not a lot of cover depending on where you're standing. So if you're standing here looking for kills, you're in the open, right? There's not much, So the best cover you have is just crouching and hoping the stairs cover you. At the same time, if the enemy's pushing along, if this is the angle the enemy's taking, right? You can crouch all you want. Someone's going to see your head, and that's going to be the end of you. So you got to be careful. If you're a hunter with shade step, you have some leeway. Oh, someone's just walking in front of me, and shade step and move behind cover, or shade step back here, jump up and get out the way. Obviously, don't get caught on that as you're jumping away, so on and so forth. Titans can use, barricades to make more cover, right? Use your shields to see what's in front of you. And that goes for anywhere else, right? You come over here to these stairs. If you're using the stairs are your cover. So you got to be quick to crouch, right? And what the beauty about stairs, when you use an elevation as cover, guys, I can be here, right? Shoot, 1, 2, 3, crouch. And the slower you move, look at my camera. The slower I move, the faster I move, the higher my guy kind of like tiptoes around. The slower I move, the lower my head stays, right? So I'm not saying to move at a snail's pace, just maybe every once in a while. Think about this, because it saved my life, not because I wanted to re-angle myself in cover. It's because I wanted to make sure I didn't get shot in the head as I moved to better cover, or I moved to disengage my engagement. I've, slowly moved to get out, and now, well, I'm stuck on, and then I'm out. But one of the things about using elevation as cover is I could crouch down here, move, pop up here from a slightly different angle and shoot at them, right? And hopefully, you know, if they're sniping, they're not going to shoot me in that. As you're challenging stairs, again, be careful. Someone could shoot you there. And then you have little objects. You know, you got the little block here, right? You come over to dunes, and this is about to end me. You come over to dunes, and there's not a lot of cover here. You're kind of like strafing in the open. So again, careful as you strafe in the open, looking for kills. Like it's a big thing yesterday. A lot of people were getting sniped. I got sniped a couple times. A lot of people were getting picked in the open or getting, you know, just one shot headshot by snipers because they weren't paying attention to the lanes they're running through, running down, or they're just in the open, and then their bodies just, we can't revive them. We don't have an opportunity to. We don't have a Titan shield that can get to it. We don't have time to get to it before the enemy can, you know, set up shop. So on and so forth. So you got to be careful. I'm not saying never challenge anything. Just learn how to challenge. Until you're ready to challenge from the open, be by cover as much as possible, and then tell your teammates, yo, I'm by cover. Or, you know, if they're better at the game than you and they're on the front lines in front of you, yeah, maybe try to shoot over their shoulder or maybe come out into the open a little bit. But when they back off, you probably want to start slowly backing off, right? You're probably, all right, something dangerous enough is pushing them from the open, right? So I probably need to take the same stance. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. Again, there's not a lot to talk about in this video. I don't have any clips to really show you. It was just like people were dying in the open. And I didn't think it'd be conducive to just show a bunch of people just dead in the open, right? Just all over the look. This guy's not in the open. Look, because there are gonna be a lot of times, as many times as you shouldn't be dead in the open. There's gonna be a lot of times where you're not gonna have a choice but to be in the open because of the scenario that's happening, and you're just gonna be a dead dude in the open, right? And there's hopefully gonna be another dead enemy in the open. So, but when it's a standoffish team, or, you know, it's very slow and it's stagnant and you guys are just, you know, tit for tat, make sure you're using cover and be careful on the rotations. Like I said, a lot of enemies like to play outside against my team, so if you have a tough time holding outside, rotate inside. Granted, you know, if you're standing around by heavy, you could be shot from either angles, right? From the left or the far right. Of the outside area, like outside of overtime. So it's a straightforward map, but it could be a tough map for, you know, a lot of people. So anyway, hopefully this video helps you guys. Once again, very straightforward, very simple. Just I would say open, you know, being caught in the open is probably the biggest thing. And good luck on your journey to the lighthouse. We'll see you there.